Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Youthman. As you can see, I'm not in my home theater, but I'm in my friend Jared's home theater. Guys, this place is super cool. Over the next several days, we are doing 13 home theater tours in a 4-day period. And so we are blasting through these, but we're having a chance to hang out with folks like Jared and let them share just with you all the things that they did in their home theater, hopefully to provide inspiration for you. So with that said, Jared, give us a tour of this incredible home theater.
All right, thank you, Michael, Youthman, for coming and taking a tour with my basement. The room size, it is 32 feet long by 28 feet wide, but the main theater portion is 14 feet wide by 32 feet long and just under 7 feet tall. There's a lot of sound deadening that went in here. We weren't sure how the wood was going to reflect and bounce with noises and everything else. And with the ceiling, we actually used, it was the remnants leftovers. It was 99 cents a square foot. They're all defective, if you want to say, but to us, my wife and I, that adds the character. That kind of sets it apart from your perfect wood. And it's just, it gives it depth. And we ended up staining each individual board different colors just to kind of give it that extra feel. And what we ended up doing, for insulation, for sound deadening, we did Roxol up in the rafters, and then there's an air gap, and then we did R11 fiberglass roll batting, and then we did 5/8 drywall on resilient channel. That kind of deadens or lessens the vibrations that is above us. We can sit here and watch a movie, have a conversation, shoot pool, and nobody even knows we're down here. Unfortunately, if one of the kids are screaming upstairs, we don't hear that either. So maybe it's a nice little quiet place for us. But also in between the wood and the drywall, we put MLV, mass loaded vinyl. It was a ½ pound per square foot. So that also significantly helped with the sound deadening that we did down here. And for the speaker system, the configuration that I'm running is a 7.3.4. I have 4 Atmos speakers. I do have the two A90s, the DevTech A90s. They're not hooked up right now. These are the Definitive Technology BP9060 for my fronts. For my center channel is the CS BP9060. And then for my wides, I'm running the BP9040s. And in the rear, I'm running the D9s, the bookshelf speakers. And in the ceiling, I'm running the 4 Sonance. I don't remember what the model number is. And then for the subwoofer, I have one PB16 Ultra right up front. And right behind the seating, running near field, the the SVS PB1000s. All right, and for the video, I'm running the Panasonic, the UB820, and my 3 mains are being ran off of the B&K. It is a 125.7. And then I'm running the Pioneer Elite LX701. And then for the wides and the rears, I'm running the Adcom 7607. And the Panamax M5500 is for my filter. And for the TV, I'm running the LG CX. It's a 77-inch OLED. One of Youthman, one of your videos, you demoed the Valencia Tuscany seating, and that's where I got the idea from. And just for those who are looking to purchase, this center section is actually supposed to be the gray. It's supposed to be two-tone, but in the basement with the type of lighting that I have, you can't really tell. And one of the options that we had, other than making it two-tone, we also did the added red piping. Just added that little extra flare. On the wall, we have 4 posters. What's nice about these is these are the snap, so it's real easy to change posters. They're LED backlit, and I have them hooked up to a Wi-Fi outlet, so I can turn it on and off with my phone. And about every couple months, I decide to change up. It's kind of like changing pictures on a wall, because in essence you are. But just to give it that little extra, the flare down here, more theater-esque. And as you can see, these first 2 posters over here, you don't see any wires. I was able to notch out make a little cubby in behind it and put an outlet in there, and that's where I have one of those Wi-Fi connectors that I can turn it on and off without having to have an external switch. And the 2 down here, I have yet to do. That's one of my future projects. And with everything down here and nice and clean, cutting drywall is just going to make a total mess. One of the big things that I wanted to do, I couldn't make a dedicated theater room. It was to have more of a multi-purpose entertainment area, somewhere that the kids and family can enjoy, and friends. So we have a pool table down here. So knowing what the dimensions are, if somebody wants to do that themselves, it's very doable. This is an 8-foot pool table, and there's plenty of space around to be able to shoot pool. And then over here is a bar, of course, which you can see on the ceiling. We kind of threw that theme into the front of the bar. The bar top was actually wood that a friend of mine was throwing out. It was probably from the 40s or 50s, he's guessing. And we planed it down, and we ended up taking epoxy and filling in a lot of the crevices. And one of the other things that I'm going to be incorporating into the theater, are these smaller subs. These are the 21-inch Kraken. The box is based off of the GSG Audio Marty Cube. And then we're going to be powering that with a Behringer NX6000. And then we're going to hook a mini DSP up to it. And there's been some thoughts about incorporating the ceiling wood and then wrapping the subwoofer boxes in it. So maybe in the comments, maybe you guys can give me you guys' input on whether you guys think the wood would look good, and setting it up on either side of the TV. For some of those individuals that really like that 2-channel, I have these Cobalt, the Focal JM Lab Cobalt 806S speakers, which I'll throw right on top of my entertainment center, disconnect the front speakers, and hook these up, and these sound phenomenal. I gave Youthman a little listening demo, and I think he was kind of shocked with how well they sounded for being such a small speaker. The last part of the multi-purpose basement, we have our poker table. So for having people over, used to do poker about once a month with people, but because of COVID, we don't do that anymore. What home theater is complete without a popcorn machine? One of those great deals that the wife found on Facebook Marketplace. And then over here, this is kind of there's a sewer pipe in here. We took the ceiling theme and put it right onto here. Wish I could say I came up with that idea, but that's the wife right there. And we're trying to figure out what kind of door. We didn't want to do a swinging door. We came up with this idea, and we couldn't do a sliding barn door. We ended up using a closet track, cut it in half, and basically made our own little pocket door. And the wood trim you see, was actually repurposed from when we bought the house. This was actually on the floor, and a lot of the wood was destroyed. So when we bought the house, we ripped up that flooring. We ended up sanding it down, and we figured we were going to use it for a later project. And sure enough, all of the trim in here is with that wood that was on the floor. And for those guys that are budget friendly, this whole system here, all the speakers, the amplifiers, all but 2 speakers were bought used. So keep looking for those deals. Pawn shops, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, friends, they're out there. You just have to wait and find out what you like and look for those deals. I want to say thanks for my wife. She was a huge part of putting this whole basement together. The colors, the design, the layout, that's all her. I was just kind of the grunt man doing a lot of the work. Thanks to Youthman, Tony, for coming, and thank you guys for watching the video and taking a tour of my basement.